This is Junto, the engineer's perspective. I have Corbin Buckler and Dave Stewart with me. I'm Matt Burgess. Today we're doing our first podcast here, a dry run, so kick back, relax, crack open a cold one of beverage of choice, and we'll get going.
Something like, I don't know, pick a number, 1,200 athletes running.
Mm-hmm.
And like only like 200 and, I don't know, I think it was like 230-ish had cleared the accident site. So they let those people keep going. But they like stopped everyone who hadn't cleared the last checkpoint. They stopped.
We got to find this guy's body. Hold up.
Right. So that was like, I don't know, probably like the back half, right? But like the people in the middle had to like turn around, walk back up the face of a mountain, and like go back to the other checkpoint before they like got van rides down because the race was over for them. And the winner's time was, I saw it in the article I read. It was like 18 hours or 16 hours for the man and like 20 something hours for the woman. But yeah, so it was nuts. So like only 200 and something people got to actually finish the race that they started.
Gotta go out early, get ahead of all those deaths.
Yeah, so wild times.
So that's like ultimate trail running? Is that what this is?
Yeah, it's like ultimate trail running. Or it's like the UTMB is like a big ultra race. So like that's the crown event. But there's like races leading up to that. Like the undercard races still that week, basically. If that makes sense. I don't know. It's 100 miles probably. Let's see, UTMB. Yeah, the headline event is the UTMB 100 plus mile race. It's in Charmonvoy. It's French, obviously. Situated at the highest point in the Alps, glacier-covered Mont Blanc. Yeah, so basically the UTMB is like the main event, and then everything else leading up to it is the undercard. There was 10,000 runners in 7 events this year.
How many gels is that? I feel like it's a lot of gels.
Dude, these guys like stop and eat a full fucking like pancake meal. It's really? The real deal. Yeah. These guys are nuts.
I mean, think about how many calories you're burning in 100 miles.
Yeah, and they like have like the ski poles. There's all sorts of different rules depending on the race, but like you can have pacers. I mean, you don't sleep, obviously. Different ones have different cutoff limits. So it's just all sorts of good stuff. It's literally everything.
Wow. Some guy from Norway won 18 hours, 49 minutes.
Yeah. You found the same article probably.
What is the mile pace for that?
I'm trying to figure that out. So it's 100 miles and 1,120.
106 miles.
106, yeah.
106 divided by 1. Fuck.
I might beat you there.
You probably will.
1040 pace.
1040. That's actually.
Yeah, but that's up the side of a cliff.
That's faster than a walk too. Because normally, whenever I see those races, it looks like those people are just like brisk walking. But 1040 is like faster than I would ever walk.
Yeah, so I saw that this afternoon, and I was like, "Oh shit, we can talk about that." Unfortunately,
everyone probably signed a waiver before that, so.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
They won't be held liable.
No, they won't be held liable, but I'm sure it'll be. I don't know, it'll be interesting if there's like changes or anything, right? Like course changes.
Yeah.
I can't even imagine.
I think it'd be sweet.
10 miles mentally.
I think it'd be sweet. Like I've watched a lot of like YouTube videos about like a couple bros who do it together. Not that race specifically, like some of the America-based races, and they're just like, yeah, we just we just kept each other accountable and like, you're like, oh my god.
Yeah, it's kind of like a crazy hike with some running
Basically.
mixed in, but and then it's like you're in the middle. You're just intense hiking, running with a few meals in there. I wonder, do they have? How do the meals work? You like literally stop at like a restaurant, or they have them all like pre-made in like a little tent, and you like just walk over and.
No, usually it's like you have a crew, like your buddy, your dad, some other guy you know from the club. Because usually,
Oh,
like
it's
everything's so spread out that like there's like checkpoints, but like you're just pretty much like self aiding the whole race.
I gotcha. It's kind of like a long cycling race where you have a team and you
Yeah,
got the checkpoints and they hand you a bag or whatever.
yeah.
Hmm. That's another world, man. Although you're like basically in that world, you were on the Ironman. You were in intense
But
activity for 12 plus hours.
this one was like, yeah, this one was definitely 16 hours. It was garbage.
16 hours. That's
Uh,
that's a long day. That's like wild. Uh, yeah, sun up, sun down, and then some.
yeah, and then
It's crazy,
some.
man.
I would definitely say like probably 100 miles in the mountains is harder.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, stretch of your endurance and mental
Yeah, I think the mental part would be really fun, right? Because
stability.
you're just like fucking with your mind.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, where do you when you're running that when you're doing the Ironman? Where's like, where's like the freshness of the beginning, like, and you know how you got like you kind of got the beginning and everything's like pump. You know, your adrenaline's pumping. You kind of get through, and then when does it like? All right, now you're
I
like
think like this
in the
the
middle.
second half of the second half of the bike leg is probably where like things start to get a little real, right? Because you're like, oh shit, like I'm not even close.
Yep, that second, like 56 miles.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
And then what are you feeling when you hit when you're off the bike and you're onto the marathon? Are you just in like survival mode?
It's like another like mini high for a minute, and then reality kind of comes back. And you're like, oh yeah, I have to do this for a while. Like, stop running fast. Slow down.
Crazy.
But
Some
yeah,
crazy endurance, just putting you through some mental trials.
Yeah, I can't imagine doing
yeah,
a fucking full Ironman, Dave. You're insane.
I don't know. I feel like this one was kind of half-assed.
Meh, half-assed
Eh.
or full-ass, it's still an Ironman.
The coolest part, I guess, since we haven't talked, the coolest part or the most like humiliating part was I was at like mile, like, I don't know, not 50 on the bike, and the lead guy was already like hammering away at the end of his second loop. Like, he's that far in front of you. So like, you're 40 miles in and he's 100 or more miles in, right? Like,
That's
just
when you get a
kicking your
stick out and
ass.
just
And
jam it in his spoke.
yeah, like it was pretty sweet because like he blew past at like, I don't know, what felt like 30 miles an hour, and you're just like, that's cool that like you're that fit, but like,
I can bike
cool,
that
man.
fast for like 5 minutes.
Right.
While sprinting. So was
So I don't
was
know.
it an out and back? Like you could
It was two
literally
big
see him.
loops. It was two big loops. That's why he like passed us all. So, it was cool. The like mountains like the Adirondacks are super cool, super pretty. Totally different than other mountain ranges. But like it definitely kicked your ass the entire time. Like there's one point where you're like on coming out of town is like mostly downhill the first like 5 miles, so it's pretty easy, obviously. And then you have two
Blows you
mini
in that full
climbs,
sense.
and then you do like a loop in like the Olympic cross country skiing training grounds. And then you come out of there, and it's like another climb, and then you're on like the backside of like the river basically, and you just like drop. So like my fastest Garmin speed was like 44 miles an hour, just straight downhill. Like you had no control. It was sweet. But then like after that, it was like pretty flat. So you're like riding a high for like 10 miles. And then there's just like
I'm doing
massive
fucking
climb just
great.
slowly starts. Yeah. And so like the climb was literally like little ring, big ring. And I was going like 5 to 8 miles an hour for like a couple miles. And you're just like, this
Oof.
blows. Like the first one, like the guys who did the best were like guys who just kept it steady and like didn't try to fuck with it and just accepted they were going slow. Like the first one you just like power through, and then the second loop, like I definitely had some like don't quit conversations with myself. And then at like the mile 95 and mile 105, I like unclipped at an aid station, ate like all the fig bars they had or Red Bull, like
Give me
all the
everything you
stuff, just
fucking
trying to like,
have.
yeah, just like you're like, I don't even know what day it is right now. Like, just give me whatever you got. But yeah, and then my run strategy was basically like, run 6 minutes, walk a minute. So like I basically had like 14-minute mile pace. So I did that for like 20 miles, and I ended up like catching this kid we train with who was like ahead of me on the bike. So that was sweet. But I didn't catch him until like mile 23. So we basically like after that point kind of like jogged it in because he was already walking, and I was like, let's go, come on. But at one point at like, I don't know, like 18 or 20, somewhere in there, like I finally had enough of my hernia, and like I just like kind of double over for a second and was like, fuck this. And this fucking kid who like looked like he was like 18 fucking told the medics in front of us that like I was doubled over. So like by the time I got to the medic, this woman's like putting on gloves and shit, and I'm like, don't touch me. Like I don't need anything, leave me alone. And she's like, are you sure, are you okay? I'm like, I'm fine, like just leave me alone. So yeah, it was good. And then we were done, and it was great. We got a t-shirt.
Nice.
In there, got the t-shirt.
Yep, never fucking doing that shit
Did
again.
Did a beer sound good after this one?
Yeah, after this one I had a beer and like some Oreos. Totally different state of mind. So yeah, it was good. And now I'm just super fat.
Hey man, you built up like a week's worth of calories burnt up in one day.
Yeah. So hernia surgery is like the day after, or the Tuesday after Labor Day. So hopefully like by the end of September I can like start getting some miles in again. Nice and easy breezy.
How do they have to put you under for that?
Oh yeah, for
yeah,
sure.
I assume so.
It's the whole deal.
Yeah,
it's the whole deal.
How like difficult is the recovery gonna be? Because they're not like making any like further incision, are they? They're just like poking everything back in and sewing it up.
Yeah,
or something.
Yeah, they stitch a mesh over where it came out,
and then your body
so, like,
just
the mesh
heals.
over
that.
Yeah. So my dad had it done like 2 or 3 years ago. Maybe I told you guys this already. And he was raking leaves like 3 days after surgery, He wasn't like he was like, I wasn't bending over. Your mom was doing that, but I at least was raking. Like, okay, Dad, whatever. But you don't like have like PT or anything like that. So they're pretty much just like be easy breezy for 2 weeks and you're good.
Yeah, don't blow this patch off. And
Yeah, pretty much. So yeah, I definitely want to start getting some light miles in, especially in the fall.
yeah, that's the nicest time to train.
Yeah, right. But yeah, sweet.
Holy shit, Corbin, have you been running like this week at?
Oh yeah, getting your ass kicked out there.
Yeah,
fuck.
we ran. I started Wednesdays at the running store. They have a 6 o'clock group, so I just got back from a run and it was freaking
Nice,
hot as balls.
Dude. It's been fucking miserable the past
You
few
meeting
days.
some locals?
A few. Yeah. I didn't know who to run with, so I just went there and
You tried to find like your pace.
yeah.
You know you're gonna be towards the front, but you gotta find the right front.
Yeah, I found some people that are
Right.
faster than me. There's a couple like college kids that run at like Purdue Fort Wayne, so
Right.
they're pretty fast. But there are some like older folks that just like still run marathons and stuff.
You mean like 90% of the people who are just joggers?
No, I think there was a lady and a guy. They're trying to run like sub 2:45 on the marathon.
Okay.
Wow.
Dude, I had the same idea this week. After like Monday when it was hot as balls, I went to the running store down by me, and like I was like, you guys got a running club? And of course there's like two like middle-aged like pudgy dudes working then, and they're just like, yeah, just go on the website. I was like, dude, just like tell me when they fucking meet and like what I need to do. Like, why do you think I
fucking here now?
Why do you think I walked in here? Don't direct me to the website. I already read your website. Like, I want to know when when to meet up with the good people and like what's the reasonable thing.
Right.
Like, ask me what I'm training for. Like, this is why I walked in here.
Yeah.
But they're just like, oh yeah, just go to the website. I'm just like, God damn, fuck this.
That's funny.
That's when I went and like got shoes like once or twice. I got that same response. It's like they don't know anything.
Yeah, it's just like, okay, I came to the wrong person at the wrong day.
Yeah.
It seems like they're, or at least in Fort Wayne, there's groups and they meet outside of this. This is like they have like a shoe sponsor comes in, like New Balance, you know.
Yeah.
They come in like once a month and they have this little rack and they let you try on shoes and you can wear them for a run.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was today. So then that gets people in all different paces, you know.
Yeah, I just want a group to go on, like, especially like long runs, man. Those get monotonous and just like mentally just difficult.
Yeah. That's what I'm trying to find, I guess, for the last couple months here before the big thing.
8 fucking weeks.
I guess we could segue into the gel.
Yeah, I saw that you purchased some of those.
Yeah. So
what'd you get?
Cliff ones, Cliff bars.
That's a good choice. Those are my favorite.
Well, the reason I did is because I think that's what they're having at the Columbus Marathon.
Yeah, the sponsor.
Yeah. I looked that up and just see like what marathons do different ones, and it looked like at the Bayshore, the one that you guys ran, they did the goo.
Yeah, it's pretty similar.
I don't even know. I've always just taken what's on
flavors. Yeah, whatever's cheap and free. It's like beer. Free is the most important part.
Grab a couple road gels.
Yeah, you always gotta get some road gels.
Like,
go ahead.
Dave, you probably have like a better idea of like when to actually consume them, but I think the first marathon I ran, I thought they were like voodoo bullshit. But then like because like
yeah, I could see why.
Because like so many joggers just like love them, and you're just like, I don't need that shit. Like, you're the ones with like the belts of like water and shit, but like when you're running a marathon, like your body just like functions so differently. I was telling Corbin, like, the marathon is the only race where I've ever like physically been hungry. Like,
yeah,
in college when you just run a 10K, 5K, 8K, like you get done and you just like want to fucking vomit and die. Like, running a marathon is just like physical exhaustion for so long that like your body actually like needs that nutrients. But like,
yeah,
I don't necessarily know what I'm doing, but I've started to take them, and just like use them between like miles like 10 and 13. I was like, I don't fucking know. My body will need something
Yeah.
eventually.
Well, like, I don't know. There's no like right way or wrong way, right? Not to sound like a douchebag coach, but like, there's no right way or wrong way. Obviously, like what the label says is like 5 minutes before and then 45 minutes in. I think that's like more marketing than actual science. But I definitely will take one. Like if it's an 18 miler, I definitely take something before mile 10 because like it's like dehydration. You want to stay ahead of the curve, right? Because you can't bounce back like once you're so dehydrated. So like once you're out of fuel to burn, just like consuming stuff, your body can't process it the same or as efficiently. So like I usually take one at like mile 8 and then kind of feel it out. Then maybe like mile 12. And like, so I definitely do it longer than you're supposed to or what the packaging says. I'm sure if you like look online, they'll be like, oh, you need to take one at like mile 3, mile 7, but a secret one at mile 9, and then you're good. But like, it's really like just what you feel. But if you're hungry, it's too late.
Yeah. Do you take the whole thing?
Yeah. I just like, I'm really careful about ripping the top. So like the Cliff ones have like the no waste packaging, which I really like. So I do like those better because of that. But I try not to like drop the thing you rip off because I'm just OCD. But then you're like pocket sticky, but at least you didn't litter.
Yeah.
And then yeah, like I put as much in my mouth as I can, and like I rip it and just swallow. But like when you're racing and you're dehydrated, they're harder to swallow. So like when you're racing, try to have one at or near like an aid station, so you have like liquid to wash it down with. If you try to do it like in the middle and you're dry, like your mouth is dry, you're fucked. You'll just be like.
So do you always try to take them like at right after the station and then like throw it away and then chase it and then go? Or do you ever carry these things around?
Or I usually have them in my pocket before I leave, just so you don't have to like. I usually have like 1 or 2 in my pocket before I leave, and then like I get 1 or 2 on the course. But I try to have them like not when you could like if it's flat and you can see the aid station far ahead, like that's obviously not good timing. But like right before the aid station, so like I have it. I'm kitty. I have it, and then like there's water available to like swish around. And then I usually fold it in half and try to rip it again to get all of it out. Like I hot dog it, and then just like that's my strategy.
What about the caffeine? I got like an 18 variety pack. It's got from 0 caffeine to there's the double espresso that has 100.
Yeah, I really like the double espresso because it actually tastes like coffee.
Oh, I'd start vomiting on the course. Running.
Yeah, it sounds like there's very few flavors I've had that I haven't liked. But I usually have the like caffeine one second, like because the first one you don't need the caffeine like your first one normally, and then I would have the caffeine 1 second. Like if I was doing like a 4-hour bike ride for comparability, I would usually have like a pocket Red Bull for like 2.5 hours in, and like just chug a Red Bull like 2.5 hours in for the caffeine and the sugar to burn off. Because that's all it is sugar and carbs.
Mm-hmm.
And so,
all right. So I'm looking at the Columbus Marathon course map just to see where these things are staged.
Yeah.
So on the half, so there's a half marathon map.
Yeah.
So I assume that it looks like the half marathon also is the same as the beginning of the marathon.
So about like mile 6 or 7, everyone will peel off that's around you, and you go fuck you because they're only running 8.
Yeah.
So at mile 8, there's a cliff shot station. Then there's one at mile like 15 and a half. And then after mile 20,
I'm pulling up the map right now.
So probably just like take one at each one, probably. Because that's what I'm gonna do. On Friday. I'm gonna practice on like a long run, like a 15-mile run, and I'm gonna do like an 8 mile part, and then I'm gonna swing by the house and I'll just grab one and try it out and chase it with water and see what happens.
Oh yeah, I've done plenty of runs where like, the tailgate is my aid station, and I just have all my shit laid out. Yeah, that's crazy that there's only 2 stations for Cliff, and they're so close.
Well, I think they're 3 because I think the half it has to double. It looks like the courses overlap.
Oh, I see what you're saying. They snuck one in at 8.
Yeah, I couldn't. I doubt we swing off separately. I feel like that one.
I agree with you. Well, that's good. At least there's 3. I would think that at the expo, you can either get them for free or super cheap.
Yeah.
I've also bought running shoes at the expo because they're so cheap. But you'll kick ass.
So what was my other question I had? So it seems like there's no like definitive. It's just kind of whatever your body.
It's really what you feel. And like once you start using, it's like crack. Once you start using them, you'll like use them more.
I'm not gonna lie, I've already had 2, and I wasn't sick by them.
Just sitting back on the couch pounding them.
Well, no, what I did was yesterday I did a workout, and then I had to go out, like work outside, building a new campsite, and so it gave me some good energy. I liked it.
Did you do some crack too?
No crack.
What kind of workout did you do?
Mile repeats.
Oh, that kind of workout. I thought you meant like you're lifting like old barn timber or something. No, I assume you're not bench pressing. That's too like normal. You were like lifting bags of concrete in like a 10-gallon bucket.
No.
Like some Mulan shit. Like
no.
Yeah. So yeah, it's definitely good for like repeats and shit like that.
No, I just took it after, like once I got home and I was done running. I took it. So I got home. I was done running. They came in from Amazon. I was like, "Oh, these are in."
I gotta try them out.
Then I just tried it, and then I went out and did. I was working outside,
Yeah.
So they do. For me, I thought they were fine. They weren't like terrible tasting.
Have they ever given you the shits, Dave?
No, not to my knowledge. I've gotten the shits from my shitty diet.
No, man. After I ran a Louisville marathon, I had some. Like after that, I had like the shits for like an hour, and like all I had was like those gels during the race.
This is post race or
post race? Yeah, post race. Yeah, it was in the middle of the race, so you're good.
Yeah, I definitely gave myself the shits for my shitty diet, but I don't think I've ever had it from stuff. I do think there's a lot of bullshit out there to what Matt said. A lot of the people I know like love Morton, and they had that at the Ironman. So I was like, whatever. So I'd never had one until on course, and I was like, this is disgusting. But there was like nothing else.
I don't even know what that is.
Just kept going. It's like if there could be a luxury like goo or gel, it's that. Like it's the Mercedes-Benz of fucking the goo industry. If like Cliff is Ford or like GM. It's like this luxury bullshit that it's the exact same thing, just rebranded and got some better athletes on board. And like some of my buddies are like, this is the best shit ever. I'm like, it's the exact fucking same thing. It's sugar water.
Yeah, it looks fancy ass website.
Mm-hmm.
Fancy ass packaging too.
That's how you do it, man.
Yeah.
What's that? When you have like a oligopoly, it comes down to advertising.
I'm looking up their website right now.
Yeah, a lot of just black and white.
Yeah.
Simple fonts.
Oh wow, yeah, really fancy website. I've never been here. Yeah, so like for the Ironman, my buddy mixed 3 bottles of this drink mix. Half of it was in the fucking grass. And I was like, how much did you pay for this shit?
And we just need to
I
get
think it's a
in,
bunch of bullshit.
we need to get into the supplement market. It's so unregulated.
Super unregulated.
Ironman
Got the
2021
Berlin
official
Marathon.
hydrogel sports fuel.
And the Berlin Marathon.
Who came up with this shit? Let's see if
So is that what they had on your Iron Man? They had Morton's?
Yeah, they had this.
the
Wow.
creme de la creme.
Huh.
Where's like our story? Do they have a story? It's probably just
No,
formed by like a
they-
multinational conglomerate and just rebranded shit just in fancier packaging.
Of course. And they got a bike team. I did watch totally semi-related, but not. I watched this YouTube video about F1 and how like there's so many shady sponsors and like tobacco is still a sponsor, but it's through shell corporations and like all this crazy shit. This is basically the same thing. This is probably just Cliff Bar through three shell organizations.
It's probably owned by Altiera.
Right.
Hey man, buy some more. I need them dividends.
Yeah.
You mean Altria?
Yeah, however the fuck you say it. You know what I
You know what
meant.
I meant.
You know what I fucking
I
meant.
did it.
Corbin
You
over
fucking
here.
second. I was trying to.
Got it.
I remember you talking about Altria in the past, so I was like, okay, but not offhand. I thought you were talking about some like French company or something.
No, whatever.
Oh, I do have a fringe
well-
company when we get to that point, but let's keep going.
My second question was tapering for the marathon.
Yeah.
Should you do it?
I'll let
Should you
Matt
not
go
do it?
first.
How far out do you go?
Dude, Dave, you're more the expert on anything over a 10K. I've just run a lot of poorly marathons.
So, what my programming that I paid for always was, or always usually is about, for an Ironman, it's 2 weeks. For a marathon, it's usually like 7 to 10 days, depending on how you feel. Again, it's a lot of you. But like your mileage should drop pretty significantly. Like you should have a lot of free time on your hands and you should feel like you're not training at all. And then like, whatever, the race is on Sunday. So Saturday should be like 3 miles and then like pick a number, 4 or 6, like 20-meter strides, not like full out sprints, but strides.
Mm-hmm.
And like, that's pretty much it. And like the rest will just happen.
So you're just saying,
But yeah,
7 to 10 days. So like you run. So like my peak, I'm gonna run 65, or I'm planning to run 65 miles. That's like the peak.
Yeah.
So I need to run 65 miles until like, I don't know, October 6th. Like on pace. Like if you were to on pace to run 65 miles and then you just taper, like take a couple miles off here or there until you're at like 3 before the race.
yeah,
This is what my uneducated opinion was. I was going to taper. I was going to do like a little like 3-week taper in the beginning of October and cut back from 65 to 50, like a little over 50
Yeah.
to like 40, a little over 40. And then just keep tapering like 7, 6, 5 mile runs until you hit 3 the day before the race.
Yeah, that's like pretty good strategy, probably. I was unclear. You don't want like a cliff event, like just 10 days out where you're like all of a sudden your mileage drops off. Like you do want to start like
Done.
saving your legs.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah. But like obviously the goal is to like have life in your legs. But to your point, like 3 weeks out, you'd still be able to bounce back, and you would bounce back like in a week and be like, like kind of shaky or jittery, like, and I think that would have negative impacts on your mental state, right? Because you would feel like you're not training enough or you're under training, and then that's a whole different thing to try to balance. So I think like your 40-mile approach is probably right, and then like then the last 7 to 10 days you should be pretty restful, mostly shakeout runs. What's your like longest run you're planning to do?
18 miles.
Yeah, so like your longest run should be like 18 to 22.
Yeah, 18 is probably max.
Because like the real pain's not going to start till mile 20. At least that's my experience. Maybe Matt has a different feeling.
I've fucked around. I've gotten fucked between 16 and 20. If I've ran it smarter,
Yeah.
probably like the latest has come is 20. But the first one I ran, I went out way too fast, and I was fucked by 16.
Yeah. So like that like really shitty feeling comes on somewhere 16 to 20.
Yeah.
So like you want to train somewhere at least to 18, but no more than 22.
Probably one of the best feeling marathons I had was that marathon in Traverse City.
Where you just took off, never saw you again. Bye.
Well, like I had very low expectations of myself, so I just like kept a low burner the whole time. I didn't go out too fast.
How much did you train for this? I don't know. I think I ran 7 miles once. Oh, okay, sweet.
I'm trying to do better than that this time. So I think this week I'll be able to get in like 50 miles with my longest run being the 10 miler. But I'm trying to really get in like longer runs for once.
Yeah.
That's fucking hard, man. They're long and boring.
Especially in this heat.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, this heat will really make and break you, though. Like, you know that.
Yeah, I'm hoping in the next
Basically,
week
everything you know, you already know, Corbin. It's just like extrapolating out, right? And like engineering tells you can't extrapolate out, but like that's why like the knowing the shitty part's going to come somewhere between mile 16 and 20 will help you, and then like getting that 1 or 2 long runs in at that 18 to 22 mile threshold to learn where that's at, and then also like when you're done with those long runs to go recover properly and like sit with your legs against the wall and like have an ice bath and like actually stretch, like will help you a lot. Whereas like if you just ran like 13 and you're like, I'll just figure out the other 13, like you're gonna die. Like you'll have a poor experience.
Yeah, you will.
But it sounds like you're doing everything right, so I think you'll be fine.
Hopefully this like 18 in this heat or longer runs in this heat
I'm
extrapolate out into cooler.
Yeah,
in
right,
October,
exactly.
hopefully.
Yeah, you'll get dividend checks for sure.
I think those are all the questions I had for now. Oh, on the same topic of the marathon, though, I looked up briefly on that hotel, the Brewery Dog
Oh yeah.
Hotel. That looks pretty fucking sweet. I think we might. It looks like it's booked up that weekend, but Sunday night,
sure.
I think it's got there might be a free night, so I think that might be a treat that we'll do. I mean, like drafts in your room. I think some are pet friendly. It's a brewery. It's a hotel. I mean, you gotta try.
Are they
that
in multiple
once.
cities?
Locations. Doghouse Columbus, Kennels Columbus.
And it's Brewdog. Columbus
Yeah.
Brewery.
I think they're in Brewdog. Maybe not the hotel, but I want to say they're in Cincinnati. I want to say they're in Indianapolis too. So chances are they're probably going to open a place in Detroit.
It's honestly not that expensive. I thought it was going to be a lot more.
And second-rate cities like the Midwest, if you find an off night, you can always find cheap hotels.
Nothing like off-brand cities.
Nothing like. So you live in the Midwest? Do you live in Chicago? No, I live in a Rust Belt city.
You've never heard of it.
Peak about 1910.
They're based out of the UK.
Yeah, dude, I definitely went to them in Indy. They opened up like a year or two before I moved from there. They're in Fountain Square. I remember they were based out of the UK, but also had something in Columbus.
How does this?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna have to put some.
This is pretty cool, pretty interesting idea. I like it a lot. Franchise opportunities, boom.
Fort Wayne, done.
Boom. Oh, that's why. Let's see here. Oh yeah, they only have an
I wonder
opening
what-
Sunday night. I mean, I could do Sunday night. Fuck work.
Yeah, because I think we're going to try to bring Josie just because I think my mom's going to potentially make an appearance. So there goes one dog sitter.
What do you get in a brewmaster suite, and how many people can sleep in there?
Man, this is bad.
This room's not eligible for pets.
What? What kind of brew dog are you?
Yeah.
So the king
There we
room
go.
is eligible for pets.
Have you traveled with Berkeley much?
I mean, just a family and stuff.
So Josie's been having a fit recently. Like she's now like she's 1 year old, and now she like barks because she thinks she's like protecting the place or something. And that can be bad if like in a hotel and
Right.
she just starts barking randomly. Man, I kind of want to look into this franchise opportunity. I wonder what kind of startup capital you need. I think those. Have you seen the Books and Brew? I think they start out of Indy.
Yeah.
They say that you need like $50K to start one of those.
Really?
What's a Books and Brew?
That's exactly what you'd expect.
A bookstore that's also a brewery.
Yeah. I think
That's a thing.
I think
Isn't
the
that
original.
just Corbin's living room?
No, it's not just Corbin's living room. Yeah, Corbin's halfway there. Maybe further
You're
than halfway
there.
You know, I've been to one in Indy, and I didn't really like their book selection, so I think mine. Yeah.
I think the original one closed down.
And Fort Wayne had one briefly, and I think it shut down during COVID. It's a very niche idea that
everyone tries to marry something with a bookstore. Just the thing to do.
But yeah, I need to look into this more. But I really like the that idea of go at least Sunday night.
They have oh, here it is, the Indy one. Yeah, it's in Fountain Square.
Yeah, I definitely went to it.
So it's just a bar in Fountain Square?
Just a bar in Fountain Square, yeah. It's not the the whole hotel.
I'm pretty sure I've seen their beer in liquor stores. That blueberry Full House looks like a familiar can.
So on this same note, what are your guys' thoughts on lodging? I mean, obviously, I have no problem like trying to run you guys around or pick you up Sunday morning.
I mean, we'll have plenty of people. It'd be nicer to stay closer to
exactly
the race start, but like I don't know how Airbnbs are doing these days.
I looked online, and there's like a shit ton of hotel rooms still.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I haven't looked at hotel rooms. I looked at Airbnb, and the one that I saw that was like 2 bedrooms, at least 2 bedrooms, was like over 200, was like $260 a night or something. That was available Friday through Sunday, and it was maybe like a mile or so from the start and finish line. So, but that's like a 2 bedroom and then like a pull-out couch situation.
Yeah.
I didn't really find like a 3 bedroom situation.
Well, Taylor and I can sleep on a pull-out.
Nah. Dude, the one that we had for your Ironman in Louisville, Dave, would have been like perfect. There's like 3 bedrooms. It was actually above a bike store.
That's sweet. So I'm looking at this.
So, I mean, should we try to brainstorm some 3 bedrooms or 2 bedrooms in a pull-out situation for... I guess the trick is we're all kind of different times, potentially. Or at least Matt's Matt's gonna not staying Sunday night.
Yeah.
Where are you going, Matt? Work? Come on.
Yeah, I don't know. I might be able to be coerced into staying. My vacation plans keep on getting fucked up.
This one has a shower beer package, Matt. Come on.
Shower beer.
Your shower beer cooler will be filled with some of incredible beers. Punk IBA, our flagship beer. Our number one seller in America. Elvis Juice,
Speaking of
our
beer,
true favorite.
I also have to go to a fucking bachelor party the weekend before this in Denver.
For who?
Skoke.
Denver, nice. Why Denver?
Because Skoke's on the West Coast, and I guess Denver is meeting in the middle.
you guys make me thirsty. Rheingeist.
Which one you drinking?
The knowledge.
Okay.
Oh, where did it go? Let's see what it comes out to. What? Holy crap! So when it says 189, that's per person. So really, it's $500 for a night.
At Brewdog.
Yeah.
That's with 4 or 6 people.
That's with 2 people.
That's with 2 people.
Holy shit.
Does it start downtown?
Yeah.
Yes, I think like the closest like arena district is what they say.
Okay, I see arena district. I'm seeing a place for 218.
Oh, fuck.
Dude, Dave, I already told Corbin the story, but my fucking Honda Civic shit out on me.
No.
Yeah.
What happened?
Good fucking question. So it's still to cut to the end and to update you, Corbin. Honda's gonna pay for it.
Good.
So basically, like my car is like just over 5. It's like 5 years, 6 months old, and only has like 45,000 miles on it, right? So like,
Yeah.
I'm just over warranty because it's 5 years. But I had gotten, and I still
Is
fucking
it 5 years, 100?
5 years, 60. So I'm still under the 60 too. But like, a fucking engine shouldn't fucking shit out at you at 45,000 miles. But
right, especially a Honda.
I was driving
with you.
Right, I fucking take care of that bitch. I was driving
That's what I mean.
up to my parents in like Valparaiso area, and then when I was coming back, like, or when I was going to come back, like that Sunday, like my car just sounded like shit. So like I just like grabbed my dad. I was like, Dad, listen to my car. Like this doesn't sound right. And he's like, yeah, don't try to drive that back. So like we went to go take it into a dealership in Northwest Indiana. That Monday, I took the day off, and like I got like a mile out, and then like my car was just like, nope, and it just like was going like 10 miles an hour. I was like, dude, Dad, I'm not gonna make it. So we had to get it fucking towed from their house to there. They tore it apart, and they're just like, yeah, your engine shot. It was starved of oil. I was like, what the fuck? Like I didn't get any sort of check engines. The only fucking reason I'm bringing it into is because it sounded like clunky as fuck and just did not sound good. And right. I had just gotten the oil change like a week before. So like I call up the dealership in Cincinnati I went to. I even went to a fucking Honda dealership, for Christ's sakes.
Right. He like checked all the boxes.
Yeah, exactly. Like I'm doing every fucking thing right here. Like I'm not going to some like Jiffy Lube or some random guy on a corner. And they're just like, oh, well, blah, blah, blah. It's like, well, we really need to see your car down here. I was like, fuck. I'm just like, are you going to pay for the tow? So they ended up paying. Well, unless there was like some weird reason, I still could have gotten fucked for that tow. So like I set up a tow, get it down here. And so like I've pretty much just spent the past week just like going back and forth with them. And like nothing's gotten done. They just keep telling me, oh yeah, well we submitted all to Honda of America, blah blah blah. And finally today they're just like, oh yeah, Honda came back. We'll fix it. And I'm just like, fuck you guys, fucking finally. Like,
yeah,
thank God we were in Valpo too, and like both me and Emily's parents are there, so we could steal Emily's dad's old beater van as like a second vehicle. Because like
That's awesome.
that van has 330,000 miles on it. Fucking like Corbin saw it this weekend. It was like a
Sienna.
fucking like '01 Sienna, 330,000 miles, and that engine's still fucking running. 45,000 miles, 2016 fucking Honda Civic shot. Fucked
You
up.
get stand-up bikes in there.
Yeah,
Got so much room.
yeah. It's like it's fucking bullshit.
So what are you gonna get? Are you gonna keep this thing once it's fixed? Are you gonna trade it in and be like, I don't want to fucking deal with this,
dude? I'm so worried about it now. Like I was reading online, like so I got like the first year and model that had like the 1.5 liter turbo, and like I'm just like, did I just and am I just a victim of an early adopter? Like I don't know, like or did I just happen to get a lemon? I don't know. Did they fuck up that oil change? I don't fucking know.
Yeah, it could be anything, right?
Yeah, but yes, it does worry me that like I'll be in the same situation, a few years from now. But that's my car rant.
So what are you thinking? What are you gonna get? I have a Ranger right now, and I'm all for not ever spending a lot of money on a car again. So what are your thoughts?
Dude, I'm just gonna like buy a bicycle. I'm just gonna bike. I'm just never gonna own a fucking car again. A fucking piece of shit money pit. Like
it is.
You plan for like, it's like, okay, like when I was taking it in the shop that day, I was like, okay, they probably just like fucked up a filter, put something in funny. It's gonna be a couple $100. Then it's like, nope, engine's blown, couple $1,000. Fuck you. I was like, fuck that. Just take my piece of shit car and I'll just fucking buy a bike.
Right.
So what did you end up doing, Dave? Did you buy a Ranger?
No, I leased it. It's leased. Yeah. It helps a lot.
What's gonna happen when you go? What happens when you go to Mexico?
Well, Taylor has a leased Escape, so we're hoping we only have one car for like 6 months, which would be super nice. And then I kind of want to buy like a 2014 F-150 like V8 bare bones and just fucking drive that thing into the ground while electrification gets sorted out.
Yeah.
So that's my plan. But that's 2 years off.
Man, why don't you do one car between you and Emily?
Because like Emily's not working right now, but like eventually, like I could probably swing it right now, but like she still has her like fucking 03 Camry that honestly doesn't, like, every couple years we could put a couple $100 into it, but for the most part it runs fine. So like there's been
just drive that shit then.
That's what get rid of
get her a fucking whatever the limo company is out there when she's like, oh, I have to go to this one random thing today. Be like, here's your $150 for the day. See ya.
No,
Uber Black.
It's just like
take care of her because that's probably a way better deal.
It's just painful because like even though it's 5 years old, it still feels like a goddamn new car to me. I just can't fathom letting it go and just driving around an 03 Camry.
I mean, you could get like, well, it's hard now, but I'm sure you could still find like some 10,000 mile a year lease for like $200 a month on something.
I don't know. I'm just gonna get the Civic back, and then hopefully it doesn't give me any issues, and hopefully in like 5 to 10 years can buy an electric car to replace whoever car dies first.
Buy a Rivian.
That shit's too expensive.
It is super expensive, but I think it's the coolest looking one right now.
They just
the Polestar 2 is pretty fucking sweet looking because it looks like a Volvo.
I agree. I like Volvo's design style, and it carries over the Polestar.
It's like very elegant.
Yeah.
And under the radar.
Yeah.
It's like
it's not too flashy.
It's not like look at me.
It's just bold enough.
Yeah. Yeah.
I agree.
It's like a fancy guitar. Or like, A Benaki bike. You got to know what it is to appreciate it.
I found Wonder Bread Loft, Short North. I don't know how close that is. Where's the fucking...
Short North's super close, and it's where all the bars are.
Let's
It's a
see.
pretty good spot.
It's the weekend of the 15th, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so 15th to the 18th. Would that be right? 3 nights, $218 a night with all the fees in total, $846.
Where's all the bars at? You said, Dave?
Short North, right there.
Oh shit! This might be the same fucking one you're looking at. It's for 2 bedrooms, 3 beds. What does that mean? Let me scroll through the photos.
I'm still not seeing the Short North. Where's it at in relation to Arena District? There's Brewery District.
Oh no, my back.
I mean, the bar situation will happen Sunday night only.
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna go hit up the bars Friday.
We're not gonna bar hop on.
Unless my training's that shitty, maybe I'll just give up and go out with Dave.
Are you kidding me? I gotta hold the beers on. Well, isn't the race on Sunday?
Yeah,
it is on Sunday.
Yeah, so you definitely found Friday night.
There's another one. Pool view, downtown living, 2 bed, 2 bath, $224 a night. That's south. It's like south of the Arena District. It's kind of near the State House and. I don't know, probably a few drinks on Sunday evening, but I think like a good brunch spot on Monday would be nice. It's a good breakfast or something. Looks like Ohio State's north of downtown, that downtown area.
Yeah, it is. It's on the other side of the freeway.
I've only been to Columbus once, if you'd count that. And I was driving through in like the middle of the night and stopped like right off the highway at a McDonald's at like possibly the most sketchy McDonald's I've ever been to.
That's a great story.
But I've heard good things about Columbus.
I think it's cool. It's like any middle tier Midwest city. It always gets like super cool.
It always gets compared to Indy whenever I hear about it, because it's just like a grid layout, flat city that has seen an okay revival in the last 20 years.
Yeah,
but they do have Ohio State.
I mean, if you want to include Ohio State, you can. If you don't, you don't even know it's there.
Yeah.
It's not like every bar is covered in Ohio State shit. As you get closer to campus, obviously, yeah, but...
Well, so Matt, how are your switching topics to, I think the last one?
Sorry.
Have your Top Shots been popping off?
When Dave said that NFTs have risen, I'm just like, I should check out my Top Shots. I have not looked at them in whenever the fuck our conversation was. That was just more of a fun thing. I should. I'll try to check that now if I can remember my password.
I saw some I took a 1 month break from Facebook and Twitter and Reddit, and
it's probably healthy.
When I started getting back on it in the middle of August, it started being NFTs are back, NFTs this, NFTs that. And I was like, wait, are these things making a revival again? What the hell?
Son of a bitch!
I thought we tried this already.
Yeah, I was surprised as well. But it seems like, I wonder if that, obviously it's somewhat tied to Ethereum moving up along with Bitcoin,
Well, yeah, just the crypto markets in general have kind of
gone back up.
Bounced back a little from the Red Scare from China there.
Mm-hmm.
I was a total noob and bought Bitcoin at the peak. thinking like once we touch 50,000, it's going to break out. So I'll just own that right now in front of my peers. I was doing really good on my 7% rule, and when it got close, I was like, "Oh fuck it, I'm just gonna buy whatever I got left in my."
It's
account.
about to blow. I need some now.
Yeah. I was like, "Well, there goes win $200."
Man, if you're a true believer, it'll bounce back.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's going to 100 for sure. But I was just kind of kicking myself, like, you know better. You set rules and you broke them. Like, you're a dumbass.
Where do I see my packs? Oh, WNBA. You can buy some WNBA moments.
I don't even know like what kind of NFTs are popping off. Besides, the only ones I know are Top Shot.
I
mean,
saw
stuff,
something
again.
about like Visa yesterday doing the CryptoPunk bullshit, but that's just more of like a PR stunt, if you ask me.
Honestly, you should revisit the research that we did on that one that we did, and
It's probably all garbage now.
is.
Everyone's moved on from whatever we said.
Decentraland.
Yeah.
Oh, I bought some of that. That's doing good.
You did?
You got some property?
I didn't buy any of the property. I just bought the token. Decentraland.
It's up 13% today.
It's up 48% in the last month. It's up. It's hard to see the. So it's from roughly January. It was roughly 10 cents in January, and now it's 97. So that's pretty solid. My average buy price was 85 cents.
Oh, so you're in early.
Not that early.
Or
The one that I did buy, that is totally, I have no idea what it is on Kraken, and I bought the cheapest token on Kraken at the time. I don't even know what it's called. Hold on. It's Sia Coin SC. It's currently 2 cents. I have 3,000 of those bad boys. And its peak, all-time peak, was during the mania a little bit ago, and it peaked at 5 cents. But it's been as low as 0.8 of a cent. So, that's my moonshot.
That's a volatile sucker right there.
That's my moonshot, baby. That's my boat money.
I think I'm pretty much just sold on like Ethereum and Bitcoin. I'm afraid to fuck with any other altcoins or anything else.
It's my little investing kitten. She likes being on the screen.
Where do we invest? Tell us where, you cat. Is it Bitcoin or Ethereum? Do we buy imaginary land? Why aren't you telling us?
Say meow.
Meow. What does that mean?
Yeah, Bitcoin. Yeah, I own Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Chainlink.
Oh yeah, I own Chainlink thanks to you, Corbin. That better pan out.
Yeah. Yeah, me too. Don't worry.
just sit and hold it. Sit and hold it.
I have Bitcoin. See,
you
I'm
got it all. You got
there.
the array.
I got 2 apps, baby. I'm all in. I got Bitcoin, Ethereum. I still got some Doge, Litecoin, Chain, Basic, Decentral, Ren. Oh, and this AMP one. That's a good one. That was a Twitter suggestion. So I got my
Yeah, but
what? I got my money, a little bit everywhere,
you got a social media
and
portfolio.
then I got my dividends. That's right. But like, not like I have like a Gen X social media portfolio, not like a Gen Z. Like I'm not cool enough.
What's Gen Z? The straight NFTs and crypto?
Yeah, yeah.
And like Robinhood, and is Snapchat still a fun one everyone likes to shit on?
I don't even know. I haven't heard anyone talk about it in a long time.
Yeah, everyone.
TikTok. Everybody likes TikTok.
Well, TikTok isn't going to go public.
Yeah.
They're goddamn ByteDance, which is Chinese.
Oh, you're talking about okay.
I'm talking about shitty millennial stocks and Gen Z stocks. I mean, I guess GameStop. That's got to be Gen Z. GameStop and AMC. That's is that driven more by Gen Z or millennial, and or some Gen X action? Who's if you could get a
Who's screwing
breakdown
who?
of the subreddits that are pumping all these stocks, I'd like to see age breakdown.
I bet you the millennials started it with like Roaring Kitty and all them, and then I think the Gen Zs came on board, and that's how we kept it rolling.
Yeah. Well, like I don't even understand. Like people go into like Discord servers and like talk about that shit. I was like, what the fuck does it even mean? Like, I feel like this is like '90s like chat room shit going on now. I'm just like, have we just come full circle where people just join fucking chat rooms and fucking yell at each other?
Girls are wearing scrunchies again. Of course, we're full circle.
Yeah, '90s are in again.
Yeah, and isn't there like with this whole GameStop thing, there's some conspiracy and people just think the system's broken.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it plays
that
into that aspect, which I'm sure it is to an extent, but probably not as tinfoily as everyone makes it out to be.
I love my tinfoil.
I did buy some Robinhood stock. I put like a couple.
Did you buy it at the right time?
The
first day when it hit like
no. I buy like a share or two every day for weeks, and it's kind of dollar cost average in and get to a point and then just let it sit. I've been involved with Robinhood since like 2016 or something. So
Robinhood
buy a little bit.
Robinhood does do sketchy shit, but you have to give them credit when they kind of forced everyone to go to zero cost trading. They forced the whole market in that direction.
Yeah. I mean, so Bill Brewster, he's like the very well-known FinTwit guy. His family, I think a cousin or his wife's cousin, actually committed suicide because his Robin account showed that he had like some crazy balance.
Yeah, he owed like $700,000 or something. Well, really, he didn't. Yeah.
Right. So that's like an incident. I don't know. There might be other incidents.
The biggest instance that everyone bitches about isn't some kid killing himself because he couldn't contact customer service, but it's the whole GameStop and just halting trading.
Yeah, that's
the one everyone's actually pissed about.
Yeah. So sometimes when there's some controversy, maybe a time to buy something. Like Alibaba is another one. I haven't bought it, but there's all this controversy with China and tech crackdown, yada yada. That's just kind of a time just to, maybe you buy a little bit and then you just wait it out and just see what happens. So I don't know. But I mean, yeah, if you're buying on Robinhood and you expect to buy or sell instantaneously whatever you just bought or sold, then yeah, you should be upset. But if you're trying to buy and just kind of hang on, the GameStop thing, that's just that's an isolated incident, really. I don't know. Whenever there's like some controversy, I feel like that could be an opportunity.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you see it with like Facebook kind of ebbs and flows with every freaking government agency that comes after them, but like
right.
Unfortunately, they're just so ingrained.
And they print money.
Yeah, in everyone's life, and they, it's not like they have anything to worry about as much overhead as, a Ford or a GM or somebody actually producing something. They can pivot pretty quickly, and yeah, fucking Facebook, man.
But I feel like there's got to be a point where companies that make like physical, things with
would have more
atoms,
value.
They need to be valuable at some point. Nobody wants to work at those places.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to buy the stock of those places. But if you are complaining about your fucking road, then
yeah,
Facebook's not going to build your road.
Yeah. But
So it's like,
what our society values isn't the same as what our society might actually need.
yeah.
And we value being able to make a bunch of money by mining all your fucking data and selling it to advertisers versus, that's why you have people going into coding to go work at a FANG company rather than, becoming a nuclear engineer to, design the next reactor that could probably be a better net benefit to society rather than just, butt fucking me for more of my data.
Yeah.
You just said something. I was going to say something. Companies that make things are worth. So Ford's not worth anything in stock. But the one guy I work with a lot now, we were talking. He's like, anytime that fucker goes above $14 a share, I just buy some put options and just wait because it's coming back down. And I was like, that's actually a really good strategy, probably. He's like, it's never going up. He's like, I've been here 30 years. It's never been up. I was like, that's a good strategy, Pete.
Oh man. Oh man, is it getting there? It's $13 right now.
I know it's getting up there.
Damn.
What kind of puts does he buy? Like short term, like 6 months out?
I'm guessing like probably 25 to 45 days. I don't know. I didn't really get into detail. I can follow up on this conversation and let you know.
Fucking that put options, man. Those are. I'm trying to stay away from them now because it's all about timing and you just never know what the fuck's gonna happen.
Yeah, such is life. Other stock things, I can't share, but some, and I can send you guys this email. Because I don't think my dad sent it to everybody, but my dad had sales call from one of his brokers, and this fund is called His Kingdom Resources, and so they're affiliated with the Christian church somehow, and so I'm sure there's tax loopholes because of that.
Man.
Blah 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 blah.
That's what I want to get on.
But so they gave him like his spiel, and then he's like, "So what's your buy-in?" And they're like $200,000, and I was like, well, that's a compliment that their algorithm said you probably have 200,000 laying around somewhere. And he's like, thanks. But the stock is Cat, Google, Elephant, Indiana, CGEI. And so it's less than $1. He said he bought 500 shares at like 81 cents or something like that, and I just looked before we got on the call and it's at like 90. But they do like wind generation or like remote generation of power, and so this group, whether they're private equity or hedge fund, whatever they're looks like they're a private equity fund is what their PDF says that I'll send you. They're saying that this company is supposed to spin out another company, and this is one of the things like Corbin can probably explain better, but you basically buy this company at, less than $1, and then when they spin off the other company, you would have rights to some amount of shares of that company as well. So that was one of their ideas that he got for free. I was like, oh, well, I'll pass the information along. So I'm doing my civic duty and telling you guys.
So there's some like special event happening.
Yeah. I don't have all the details, and I knew you were going to ask a bunch of fucking questions that I don't know anything about.
Well, I just went
but
to their
I can
website.
send you an email.
Yeah, send the email.
Yeah. Do you want to do it right now? Hold on. It's probably just easiest
I've started looking into like at some of these like little micro cap, nano cap companies. It seems pretty interesting.
I'm just gonna reply all to Corbin's.
That works.
Yeah. Reply all. Attach. Give me one more second to get to downloads. Okay, so this is the PDF, and this is what my dad sent me in an email. And other than that, I don't know shit, and I've put zero time into this. So he just passed it along because he hopes one day we are better off than he is. Okay, it's sent.
Searched it on Twitter. There's no chatter about it on Twitter.
That means we're early. Perfect.
That means we're early. Yeah, both Twitter and Reddit aren't really talking about it much. It's like a bunch of bots on Twitter.
Oh, talking about trading and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hate that shit.
Yeah.
I love it. My favorite thing is when the bots aren't working, so everything's like number signs, numbers. And
His Kingdom Resources. So this is like a Bible beater. Fucking investment.
My dad said that they are.
Are they Mormon?
Affiliate? I don't know, but they're affiliated with the church, and so like they have to give so much of their profits as a charitable contribution every year.
Probably less than they pay in fucking taxes, or less than they would have to pay in taxes.
Right, and he said they also help with tax mitigation services. So like they got you covered on all your bases. I was like, wow, Dad, that's quite the hookup. He's like, yeah, it's an interesting call for sure until we got to 200 grand. So I told him if they ever have a lower buy-in, let me know.
Wow. It's fucking weird. They had a website listed on there. No, I'm just on their website.
Well, you've done more homework than I have.
You can submit a pitch. Yeah, Corbin, Corbin, I want you to become the leader of this fucking Christian hedge fund somehow. I just feel like that'd just be a funny story. Like, oh yeah, my buddy, he runs a Christian hedge fund.
Dude, that's what I get to say. I'm the one with the buddies.
It's my buddy, damn it.
You can say whatever. You gotta get your own tagline. I got a buddy. Dave, you always say that. It's true. I got another one for you when you're ready. Also,
I don't know. I'm reading about this spinoff.
The first priority of BRI is to avoid companies operating in or near areas that aren't typically aligned with a biblical worldview. The fuck?
What does that even mean?
Portfolio.
I don't know this. So the last news article is from April, and they just are talking about this spin-off, but they are very broad, and then they're building pre-sales for deliveries beginning in 2022. So they're probably not even, zero revenue. They talk about short interest, which is weird for a company. You usually try not to talk about like market price action. And then they just say there are more than 300,000 additional cell towers needed to be constructed in the U.S. This will require a $500 billion investment in new 5G infrastructure. So they're just like trying to ride the wave.
5G wave.
I don't know. And the other thing is, I don't think they published financials for the year 2020.
It's a crazy year, man. They're getting around to it.
Like their last ones were from September 2019. That's their recent annual report. But so the thing with these like small companies and on the OTC markets and all this stuff, and there's like a rule change, and I don't really know what's happening, but supposedly companies that are really small and are on the OTC market are going to go one or two ways. They're going to go dark, which they're not going to publish financials, and some of the companies may be good, some of the companies just don't give a fuck and are just taking minority shareholders for what they're worth, and then some are going to actually like start, maybe they weren't publishing their financials and they're going to start doing that and be more of a public facing company. There's all sorts of weird stuff with these little micro nano cap stuff, especially with the SEC and some of the rules they're doing now. So who knows where these people fall in line with this.
Yeah, I have no idea. Like I said,
it might be a fun, like, $1,000, $2,000 bet, but if you're gonna put serious money behind it, it probably needs to be some research done.
You want another one?
Sure.
This one's
this
is a mutual
Kingdom.
fund. Oh, go ahead. What?
MSOS? What's the mutual fund?
The mutual fund is Peter, Indiana, Victor, X-ray. I'll send it to you. I don't know how he got to this one either. He just sends me emails that say like, "Hey, look at this. This is interesting," and then I type it into Seeking Alpha, and if it doesn't come up with anything, I just kind of move on with my life.
Yeah, because the stock chart is like just up and to the right.
Right. I was like, what is this?
Shares Post 100 Fund. Let's go to their website. They're supposed to show what they own. Late stage venture backed companies has typically only been available to institutional high net worth investors. Available for a minimum investment of $2,500.
How'd you even get to a website?
Just Google the name of the fund.
Private Shares Fund
Portfolio. Trust. Oh, so they are literally investing in private companies. They're invested in SpaceX.
Private Shares Fund. I see you.
Basically, this is a VC fund. It sounds like Axiom, Udemy, Nextdoor. Oh, Robinhood. They invest in Robinhood, Betterment. The trick is, these people could have invested in this, but like, what did they buy in at? What funding round?
Well, they're in Turo, BlockFi, Masterclass, SoFi, and HIMS. Oh, they're in Kraken, Ripple. That sucks. They're gonna lose money on that probably. Oh, they're on the Virgin Hyperloop. I'm sold.
I don't know, man. I think they should have went the ETF route.
Well, so like if you try to buy this on Fidelity, you have to buy it at 2,500, right? You can't buy like one share of it. How's that
Yeah,
work?
probably depends on the broker, because maybe the brokers like pool funds together and then make a $2,500 somehow.
Oh, so you think they just do? Yeah, I see your point. Let me type
I
it
don't know.
in.
You could get into Fidelity and
Well, I don't even have it. It just is the first one that came out of my mouth. So let me type it into TD. Yeah, it comes up at the close price.
PIVX. Bet you they're charging pretty good fees.
The 10-year is locked because it doesn't exist. Basically, this is something you buy when like the market pulls back.
Yeah, I don't know.
Expense ratio is 2.25%. Yeah, it's pretty pricey.
I don't know. There's like, you can invest in so much fucking shit.
Oh yeah, that's just it, right?
Sometimes that hard money portfolio doesn't, what are you trying to do? You're trying to, if you have $25,000, are you trying to keep the $25,000? You trying to just like grow it 8% for 30 years? Are you trying to turn the 25,000 into 250,000? What are you trying to do? Buy a truck with it?
Well, that was gonna be my question. Like your 25,000 or your hard money, does that mean like gold or what does that mean?
Oh no, I'm saying like so.
Or
So
just real cash?
the hard money podcast, one of their
Oh,
crazy fucking ideas, and it's actually they have made some money on it. Is they take like $2,500 or whatever your bet size you want to make. Think of it
yeah,
as like bets, like going to a casino and you're gonna make like
yeah, sure.
your bankroll, like you're at blackjack and you got $1,000 in your pocket and you're making $25 bets. You're doing a percentage of your bankroll, and he's taking these 100 to 1 crypto leverage bets where he takes take $250, drop it into an account. That's the only thing in the account, and then you lever it up 100 to 1, and you just bet whether Bitcoin's going to go up or down or Ethereum's going to go up or down. And in like 30 minutes, you could be liquidated and just gone. But if you catch it, maybe the first 5 bets fail, but that 6th bet, maybe that actually takes off. And you're catching Bitcoin at 30K and it's going to 45K. Now, that could be, thousands of percent return. And that's what he did. He turned like 2,000 into like 30, 40,000 or something crazy.
Well, he's
It's
and I support it. Like I'm not being negative, but like that's also like he's watching it minute by minute, basically, right?
right. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'm just getting perspective.
He's doing it on like the weekends. So so the stock market's it's Monday
Closed.
to Friday, 9 to
Yeah.
4, right? So they're trying to look at where does like the crypto market start move does the crypto market start moving like after 4 when the stock market closes and people start fucking around, in the crypto market,
Right.
or like weekends, people take the weekend off, aren't doing shit, and you know are the crypto markets on the weekend less liquid, so there's greater price movements, that type of thing. And because that's the thing, Bitcoin, all the crypto stuff trades 24/7, all the so I because stock markets, like you like tomorrow something's gonna get, gap up, gap down. Crypto markets are just kind of nice and fluid, but they can, I don't know.
They can jump off a fucking cliff too.
They can, yeah. Yeah.
So what
really nice. They're not really nice and fluid. They're just like they're always
continuous.
traded.
They're a continuous stream.
Yeah. So like the stock market, you'll look and then all of a sudden something's like up here, and I guess crypto can do that too. But
so are they giving you like insights? Like, is it more active on the weekend or after 6? Or
I don't know. I think that's all like to be TBD.
Okay.
But then, like, not only that, you have like,
because I've heard similar stuff.
You have like North America, Europe, Asian markets, like all sleeping at different times, and how does that affect your crypto trade? Because like I've seen like a few shit. Like the past few weeks, I feel like in the morning, like at night and then into the morning, I've been seeing like a few peaks like here and there. I was like, but
I kind of saw the same thing. I was like, yeah, like things are at a low at like 5 to 8 in the morning, and then all of a sudden, midday, it's like.
But that probably won't hold true tomorrow. So.
Right. Right. So when we all pay attention for the one day.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
The human brain's really good at looking for patterns that aren't fucking there.
We gotta make us a pivot table and find out the patterns.
Damn straight. You can pivot fucking everything and correlate shit that doesn't even fucking matter.
I'll work on my pivot tables. I forgot.
All right,
boys.
10 o'clock.
10 o'clock.
Yeah, that goes by quick.
Yeah.
Same time next week.
Sure.
Hopefully, like we'll compress and all this shit will turn down to like an hour.
Hour of gold.
Just let it go. Everyone needs a 2-hour podcast. I listened to a podcast today on the way to work about some dude's family trip to Montana. So, like, anything is possible.
If there's a market for that, there's gotta be.
That's serious. That's serious. Because, like, usually they talk about, like, the latest, like, auto news and shit like that. And, like, 2 of the hosts weren't there. So it was, like, the third guy who's, like, a regular host. It's usually 3 guys, just like this. And they have a guest. And, like, 2 of the hosts weren't there. So they just had 1 dude and a guest. And so they just, like, let the main guy ramble about his trip to fucking Montana. And I was like, I can't believe I'm listening to this. But I'm not changing it. I'm just going to ride it out. So anything is possible.
No, man, you gotta hit skip next something.
Well, like I've also been listening to the Wim Hof book, so like it was just a little break from that.
The what book?
This book is called Iceman, I think. It's by Wim Hof is the guy's name, and Apollo Ono reads it, so you know. But basically, this guy Wim
Apollo Ono, like the 2000 the 2000 speed skater.
Yeah. But basically, this guy has this like method that's been scientifically like studied, and you know they were able to duplicate the results, blah blah blah. So it's legit. But his whole shtick is how cold therapy helps human performance, and then like you know there's obviously like the obvious is like metabolic benefits, and there's athletic benefits, and there's like faster ways to get to like deep meditation state, and like lastly you're able to control like previously thought uncontrollable what's the word I want? It's called the vagus nerve, but it's in the brain, and it's like buried in your brain. And so anyways, like the root of the book is basically like a cold shower a day effectively can keeps like help
the doctor
have long, basically. But it's kind of interesting. And then he also talks about like a breathing technique, which I did on the plane. And I definitely got like a head rush off of it, because obviously you're just like over oxygenating your blood, but you're supposed to do it for like 30 minutes, and similar thing. It helps you get to like a deep meditative state, and you can have like dream state sequences or like hit REM, release DMT. So like people have like semi psychedelic experiences with it. I haven't done it. My buddy told me about it, and he's like, "There's my buddy." My buddy told me about it, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I've done the breathing thing. It's wild, man." Like I introduced like some chanting and some drums, and just next level. And so whatever, teach their own. But that's what I've been listening to. But I needed a break, so I listened to a trip about Montana.
You know what? You're gonna need to do that chart that Matt was talking about. Was it the Sankey chart?
Yeah.
You're gonna need to do a Sankey chart on all your buddies to keep track of them.
Yeah, how they divide off the grouping of buddies.
Yeah, like, are these buddies grouped up? Are they different?
College buddies. Engineer college buddies.
Right.
Sketchy college buddies.
I could start working on that for our next meeting.
Let's follow the buddy chart.
Yeah, we'll have a little Excel tutorial.
Yeah, that'll be my my pivot table practice.
There you go.
Nice.
Sweet.
That's the way we're going. YouTube Excel videos.
We're slowly evolving into a YouTube help Excel videos. Yeah, we start off as a podcast. We're gonna have a guest, but now we're just help videos.
Cool. All right.
Okay.
See ya.
See you guys.
See you.
Bye.
Hold on. Let me stop.
Yeah,
Hold on.
save.